Your ability to feel people is not a gift. In the world of dark psychology, it is an open port for a hacker attack on your brain. If you constantly catch other people's micro-expressions and lose sleep over a sideways glance, congratulations. A professional manipulator will read you in 3 seconds and use your own empathy to destroy you.
Psychologist Albert Mehrabian proved that words convey only 7% of emotional information, while the other 93% is hidden in tone and gestures. Your brain is the ultimate nonverbal scanner, instantly catching a fake smile, a heavy sigh, or a micro-expression of fear. You see the hidden pain of others, which makes you the best friend, but simultaneously the loneliest person in the room. But in the world of dark psychology, this emotional radar becomes your greatest vulnerability. Your scanner searches for sincerity, but psychopaths and narcissists know the rules of this game. They are masters of simulation, deliberately fabricating facial patterns, adjusting their tone, and mimicking vulnerability to bypass your defenses. They feed your nonverbal radar the perfect picture, making you feel a deep, soulful connection, while you simply swallowed the bait of a predator.
Science calls this emotional contagion, driven by the mirror neuron system in your brain. For highly sensitive individuals, this biological machinery runs at absolute maximum capacity, forcing your body to literally simulate the emotional states of those around you. The moment you step near an enraged or depressed person, your nervous system instantly hijacks the signal, triggering a massive spike of cortisol. While other creators boringly complain about crying over sad movies, they completely miss the deadly danger of this biological flaw. In the brutal world of dark psychology, your empathy is not a badge of honor. It is an open floodgate through which predators drain your life resources.
Professional manipulators, narcissists, and covert aggressors use your biology as a legal weapon for mental abuse. This is pure, cold-blooded psychological vampirism. A toxic partner, colleague, or boss knows exactly that you are physically incapable of ignoring someone else's pain or discomfort. They deliberately deploy the tactic of heavy, suffocating silence, staging icy boycotts or broadcasting hidden aggression without a single word. Where a normal person would indifferently walk away with a shrug, this artificially engineered tension causes your heart to physically tighten and your blood pressure to drop. Your brain immediately sounds the alarm, desperately demanding that you fix the situation and restore harmony to the space. A manipulator does not even need to scream at you or demand compliance. They simply engineer an emotional hell, knowing you cannot survive the torture. To stop the agonizing background noise inside your own skull, you will eventually crawl back to apologize. You will voluntarily surrender your resources, make endless concessions, and completely crush your own personal boundaries. You willingly sign up for these slave-like conditions for one single reason: to make the vampire finally smile and disconnect the invisible wire draining your nervous system.
When your boss suddenly screams at you, or a partner stages a furious scene, an absolute catastrophe triggers inside your brain. Competitors foolishly call this weakness or a soft character, claiming you are simply too peaceful and eager to apologize just to keep the peace. But dark psychology looks strictly at the facts. What you mistake for a conscious choice is actually a critical vulnerability in your operating system. In that exact second, your body is completely hijacked by an evolutionary glitch. Science calls this neural disaster an amygdala hijack.
The amygdala is the ancient fear center deep inside your brain, And for deeply feeling individuals, this radar is tuned far too sensitively. Any sudden spark of social aggression, an icy tone, or a raised voice is registered not as a simple argument, but as a direct threat to your survival. The amygdala instantly hijacks control from your logical prefrontal cortex, completely paralyzing your conscious mind. A massive shock dose of adrenaline floods your bloodstream. Your thoughts vanish instantly, and your mouth goes dry, locking you into a total freeze response. You physically lose the ability to defend yourself, stumbling over basic arguments. And just to stop this unbearable biological horror, you activate the people-pleasing reflex. You start aggressively apologizing and absorbing blame that is not yours. You surrender everything just to escape the terrifying chemical prison inside your own head.
To hijack this destructive script and shield your mind from absolute ruin, you desperately need Stoicism. Ancient Stoic philosophers engineered a lethal mental weapon against emotional warfare, known as the Citadel of the mind. Your fatal mistake during any conflict is simple. You allow other people's words to penetrate your inner soul. The Stoic Citadel technique demands an immediate isolation of the threat, forcing your brain to violently shift from the emotional meaning of the words to the raw physical flaws of the attacker. Instead of absorbing their toxic rage, begin coldly analyzing the aggressor like a biological specimen under a microscope. Notice how stupidly their nostrils flare, how pathetically their voice cracks, or how ridiculously their neck turns red. Tell yourself directly, this person has completely lost control. Their mind is diseased, and their screaming is nothing but the worthless howling of the wind.
This tactical shift instantly restores full control to your frontal lobe, completely blocking the panic of the amygdala. Your inner citadel remains absolutely impenetrable. The moment the aggressor finally runs out of breath, do not dare to make excuses or raise your voice in return. Attack them back with icy, bone-dry facts delivered with intense, quiet precision. A manipulator desperately craves either your tears or an angry counterattack. But your absolute stoic stillness and a calm, emotionless voice will completely shatter their script. They came to destroy you, but they will find themselves utterly paralyzed by the terrifying weight of your mental strength. For years, you have been brainwashed into believing that your sensitivity is an absolute weakness, while self-help gurus softly label you a fragile orchid. They claim you need special greenhouse conditions, otherwise you will completely wither away under the pressure of this brutal world. They uselessly advise you to hide in a dark room, avoid noisy crowds, and quietly weep over the unfairness of life. But let us strip away the illusions and look at the raw truth through the lens of dark psychology. Because adopting this permanent victim mindset is the single stupidest thing you can do with your potential. Hear this carefully. You are not a fragile flower that needs to be hidden under a glass dome. You are a predatory orchid. And with the right calibration, your hypersensitive brain transforms into the most dangerous weapon in any room.
Yes, in a toxic and uncontrolled environment, you wither faster than anyone else. Your hypersensitive nervous system instantly overloads from other people's mental trash. But the moment you learn to command your own biology, your vulnerabilities instantly weaponize into absolute power. Your built-in nonverbal scanner catches lies and hidden motives within a fraction of a second, while your depth of analysis allows you to calculate risks and outmaneuver competitors several moves ahead. Your strategic thinking functions like a devastating supercomputer. While average people blindly believe words, you are
already reading their true hidden intentions through raw tone and micro-expressions. You literally see right through this world.
So why do you still allow cheap manipulators to weaponize your own empathy against you? Stop functioning as a free power source for psychological vampires and narcissists. It is time to violently rewrite the rules of the game. Your first step toward true power is enforcing brutal, stoic boundaries, because your energy is the single most expensive resource you own. You are under zero obligation to hand it over to anyone who decides to dump their emotional garbage onto your soul. Master the art of delivering a bone-dry, solid no without an ounce of fake guilt. Treating your inner world like an impenetrable fortress where only a select chosen few are ever granted entry.
The second step is to completely stop absorbing other people's pain. You are not a sponge for someone else's misery, nor are you a life jacket for losers. Deploy the Citadel of the mind technique every single time someone desperately tries to unbalance you or force their conflict onto your soul. Violently replace your raw emotions with cold, ice-like analysis. Because the exact moment a manipulator realizes their usual tricks fail to trigger panic or tears, their own mental operating system will crash. Your absolute stoic stillness will terrify and dominate those who previously tried to control you. Nature did not design you as an orchid just so you could suffer. In ancient times, individuals like you became tribal leaders, master strategists, and shamans because they were the first to detect danger and see the hidden details that the blind majority missed. In our modern world, absolutely nothing has changed. The radar that once made you a victim is about to make you a king.
The very moment you master your sensitivity and forge it together with cold rationality, you cease to be a helpless victim. You instantly become the one who covertly engineers other people's perceptions, reading their minds, and dictating your own absolute terms. Your psychological depth is your ultimate superpower. So stop trying to blend in with the average crowd. Erect your brutal, stoic boundaries. Activate your ice-cold intellect. And claim your rightful place at the absolute top of the food chain.
If this breakdown completely shattered your illusions and you recognized yourself in this predatory orchid, welcome to the tribe. You will never again allow your empathy to be weaponized against your own soul. Drop a comment below stating which exact point is tearing your reality apart right now and whether you have survived psychological vampirism. I will read every single response. Subscribe to the channel right now, smash the like button, and turn on all notifications, because ahead of us lies a devastatingly deep dive into the darkest secrets of the human mind. Stay sharp, and I will see you in the next episode.